welcome to another winter December weekend vlog. So I have just gotten home. It is a Friday the 13th and I've literally spent the morning running errands. We had a chiropractor appointment, I had a nutritionist appointment, I went to Joann's to return the quilting square from last week that I didn't need. Bought some sewing needles because I was there and I had a 40% off coupon and I needed more sewing machine needles. And then I stopped by a blueprint shop that I printed some sewing patterns for. So printed the sewing patterns, picked those up, paid for them, and I folded all those. I did a little time lapse of that, of folding them into my little manila folder so that I can store them away. I don't plan to do any tracing of those sizes right now, but I did end up placing an order on Black Friday sale-ish when Blackbird Fabrics was having a sale. So I printed most of those patterns because I bought fabrics for patterns from Black Friday. So the fabric has shipped. Once it gets here, I'll be a little more inspired to sew them. And maybe, I think the package is supposed to be here soon. So if it does show up in this weekend, maybe I'll share it on this little vlog. But now I'm just going to eat lunch because it's 1:40. I am hungry. And I plan to sit here on this couch and watch Vlogmases, and people have posted podcasts, so I plan to watch, Andrea Mowry's podcast, Crazy Sock Ladies, Fiber Hustle posted one, so I'm very excited about all of those. And I plan to just sit here for the rest of the day, because I am tired. I did not mean to do that many errands when I set out this morning, and I somehow have. And now I am tired. Also, I am sorry about my basement lighting. It's very overhead and not the most flattering. Oh, also after I picked up the patterns, there was an estate sale in my neighborhood. So I stopped at the estate sale and I did look around. I did buy a few things. I bought a basket. Specifically, I'm going to use this basket to pick up twigs and branches that fall off of trees nearby so that I have kindling for our fireplace. I've wanted a basket with a handle, so that's exciting. I also picked up some bed sheets because they are 100% cotton, and I am going to wash them, and then that way I can use them for test sewing a few patterns. And then I bought a Harris Tweed peacoat jacket for $30. I tried it on and it fit me, and I was like, okay, if it fits me, it's definitely going to fit Shane. So I'm hoping he can come home and try that on, and I hope it fits him. If not, it does fit me. But it was a Harris Tweed jacket for $30. And I was like, this has to be a good price. And it was like a nice green. It's very similar to this. I'll probably show it. Hopefully it fits Shane. But I couldn't pass it up. I looked at it and then did a lap, and I was like, this is a really good deal. I think. I'm going to have to look it up to see if it is a good deal. But anyway, okay. I've heated up my food. You can see it sitting right there. It's leftover cauliflower crust buffalo chicken pizza. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to watch some YouTube, eat my food, knit. Probably going to play a little bit on the Switch. And I plan to sit here for the majority of the day now. Just relaxing and recharging. So I'm glad you're here with me. Hopefully you can have something to work on, and let's just chill for a little bit.
It's the end of the year. Everywhere on TV, couples and Christmas trees, gift wrapping and cheer. Just the worst time to be without someone special. In all the movies there, kissing in the snow, holding hands and mittens, baking together at home. I like the movies when I'm walking in the snow, cold hands and mittens, eating gingerbread home alone. I dream of kissing under bright lights, snowflakes in my hair, carols playing in the air. I dream of December nights, kissing under bright lights, red bow in my hair, sleigh bells in the air. The only thing I'm missing is you. Stockings on fireplace, but in my living room, a single one with my name, knit sweaters and lace. Dressed up alone on the couch during cold winter days. In all the movies there, kissing in the snow, holding hands and mittens, baking together at home. I like the movies when I'm walking in the snow, cold hands and mittens, eating gingerbread home. I dream of December nights, kissing under bright lights, snowflakes in my hair, carols playing in the air. I dream of December nights, kissing under bright lights, red bow in my hair, sleigh bells in the air. The only thing I'm missing is you, darling, you, yeah, you. The only thing I'm missing is you, darling, you, yeah, you. The only thing I'm missing is if Santa read his letters, he will know that my wish ever since I remember has been the mistletoe kiss. I'll keep on writing letters, I'll keep on dreaming away in the waiting every holiday till the day I can say I dream of December nights, kissing under bright lights, snowflakes in my hair, carols playing in the air. I dream of December nights, kissing under bright lights, red bow in my hair, sleigh bells in the air. The only thing I'm missing is you, darling, you, yeah, you. The only thing I'm missing is you, darling, you, yeah, you. The only thing I'm missing is
Hello, good evening. So it is Saturday. It's about 4:30, and we've just gotten back home from a day out. So today we went up to Fort Collins, specifically because I wanted to go to a yarn store called My Sister Knits, and it was such a lovely yarn store. They have really lovely like woolly wools, lots of brands that I haven't seen in a lot of stores local down here in Denver. There were some there, but they had like knitting for olive, both the merino and the mohair and the pure silk, and Les Garçons, DK, and fingering. They had like the Walcott and the Opus and the Ito. Just some really lovely yarns. I could have spent a lot of time there and spent a lot of money there. However, I'm very happy with my purchases. So the reason we went up is because I had seen on the Les Garçons podcast that My Sister Knits was carrying the new marled yarn, and that is what I wanted. So I had seen this week about how they'd gotten it in, they posted it, so we went up today and I got some, and I'm very excited. Here's the little bag. And here's what I got. So I ended up picking up the Les Garçons British DK Marl. It is the Chris and Jonathan colorway, so it's like a dark green and a light blue. I got 4 skeins of this because I'm planning to do, I wanted to do a sweater, but then with this price point and the amount of yarn I would need, it would have been a very expensive sweater. So I ended up opting to do a vest, and I'm very excited with that decision. So it's British DK, 70% BFL, and then 30% Masham, and I love BFL. And so I think what I'm going to end up doing is I bought enough to do the campus vest by Amy Scher. I don't know if I'm technically going to do the long or the short. Probably the cropped, maybe a little bit longer. I am quite short-waisted, so I think I'll be okay. I got 4 skeins of this. It's 273 yards. I'm very excited. And I also got these buttons to go with it. So it's like a dark black leather button. Sorry, we're dealing with like no sunlight now and artificial lighting. So very either black or dark brown leather buttons. I got 4. It was the rest of what they had, so she just gave me the whole tube. And then I also picked up, they had some self-striping holiday yarn, and so I picked up some Two Sisters Yarn Company. It is a self-striping and the colorway is Christmas Lights. So it's like this maroon and then these self-striping speckles inside. So I'm quite excited about that. And then she just gave me some chocolates. But it was a really lovely store. I do have some video, so you've either seen it or you will see it. But I had a really lovely time. The staff was so nice and friendly. And it was just nice to talk and chat and to look. And there was a class going on upstairs when we were there at one of their community tables. And everyone seemed to be having a really good time. And yeah, I will definitely be going back. Unfortunately, they don't have a website. If they did, that'd probably be very dangerous for my pocketbook because the yarns are gorgeous. But for me, my sister knits is up in Fort Collins. So going there, it's like an hour, 10 minutes. Coming back with traffic, it was closer to like an hour and a half, hour 40. But overall, not too bad. We also got a really lovely lunch at a burger place. Not really a burger place. It was a tap room, but it was very good. But yeah. Now I'm a little tired. It's a lot out and about. But now that that's done, I'm just gonna probably sit on the couch for the rest of the night. I did get a lot of work done on my staffing cardigan. I'm probably about 10 rounds or so from the point where I'm supposed to start the ribbing. So after I finish this ribbing section, because there's the hem ribbing and then there's like ribbing sections also within the pattern. So once I finish this pattern section of ribbing, I'm going to put it on barber cords. I'm going to try it on to see how the length is fitting. But I feel pretty good about it. I think I'll be able to start the ribbing here very shortly. You know, and then it's just sleeves and a collar. It feels, yeah, when I say it out loud, there's a lot more knitting than I have a lot of knitting to do. So that's kind of the plan for the night. Good morning. So it's Monday morning and I just wanted to do a little check-in, show you guys where I'm at with some of my projects since I didn't really have a chance to check in Saturday or yesterday on Sunday to really show you kind of where my projects are at. I meant to do it yesterday, but then we've ended up with a little sick Sherlock. He just has like a stomach bug, so that took up a lot of our time and my mental energy yesterday. So figured I would just hop on here this morning, Monday morning, to wrap up this video. So the first thing I have to show you is my staff and cardigan, which has made really good progress. I've also had to move it into a bigger tote, so I've moved it into one of my Barnes & Noble bags because it's getting quite large. And so I have finished the body as of this morning. And I'm working on doing the tubular bind off. So I had to be a little careful to like not mess up my stitches, but this is how much I've bound off. And this is the body. So I tried it on just briefly just to check the length, and it comes maybe like mid bum, So I think that'll be a good length for a cardigan. I am doing a tubular bind off, so I'm working on sewing my stitches together. But, you know, then I'll be onto the sleeves. So this has made good progress. Honestly, this is what I've worked on the most over this past weekend. Next, I have my Cozy Knitter socks, which technically I am behind on the daily stripe. I'm only through 9 stripes, but I spent some time last night and I put in the heel flap on the second sock and picked up the color. So both socks are at about this green stripe. Heel flap is done. So now I'm working on the gusset decreases, a stripe a day. I'll be able to catch back up, I think. For these, because I have shorter feet, I know I won't get in all 24 stripes. So today is the 16th and I'm only through stripe 9. So I'm probably just going to still aim maybe to do about a stripe a day. Maybe I'll catch up a bit more. Honestly, I'll finish them when I finish them. I'm not super worried. I'm planning to just do colors through the toe. I'm not going to change to the white for the toe. So that's that. I've done them cuff down, 56 stitches, 2x2 ribbing, heel flap and gusset. So that has been those. Then I have my Woolens and Nosh, which I started doing a Musselburgh for Shane. And I'll show you where it's at. And then I'll tell you my thoughts kind of on this project currently. So this is the hat. I think it's really fun. So it's really, really crazy. Really fun. I have this little gnome Christmas stitches marker. Christmas tree. So this is the Musselburgh. I had thought about switching and just doing ribbing and make it like an everyday or a sock head slouch. But Shane was going to wear this climbing and he doesn't want a like brim for a folded hat or for a climbing hat. And then I don't know, the reason I was going to switch to a sock head slouch is because I really don't want to keep knitting this Musselburgh. And I'm still feeling that way. I just am not. I mean, it's been good. It's been good for meeting knitting. Nothing wrong with that. I think I'm just not loving the stripes and how it's looking. And I've seen people knit it as socks and I like it more that way. So honestly, what I'm thinking is I think I'm going to rip this out and I'm going to start over. And I'm going to do socks for Shane. Because I want to. And I don't want to keep doing a Musselburgh. I want to switch these to socks. Obviously, I won't do a stripe a day. I mean, I might, but I mean, I'm not going to try to get it done for Christmas Eve or anything. So that's my Woolens and Nosh. So I'm probably going to rip this out today. I'm going to put that on my to-do list. Because I want to. I want to do it as socks instead of the Musselburgh, which is my choice. And I'm allowed to change my mind. So that's that. Last thing I have to show you is because I've made good progress on my staffing, and I honestly, these 3 projects I just showed you, the staffing, the socks, and the Musselburgh, are my only projects right now. Also, sorry, I also have my Anna Sedora shawl, which I have not worked on at all. I think it's because it's in that box. I have it in like a shoebox to keep the 24 minis organized. I haven't worked on it. And it also involves texture like the staffing does, so I just have not worked on it. But because I've made good progress on the staffing, and we are going out of town this weekend, and I just want to have a good stockinette project on the needles. I know, I have socks, I have the Musselburgh. I want to have a stockinette garment on the needles. That's more of what it is. So last night I caked up my Lucky Tweed. I got this from Shop Yarnia in New Jersey. This is Lucky Tweed by Kelborn Woolens. It's an Aran Weight woolen yarn in the color Rust. I had mentioned this in a previous podcast. So I swatched last night. So I swatched in the round with a US 10 at the bottom and then a US 9 up here. So I need to take my pre-washing measurements and then I'm gonna soak it, lay it out to dry, see what I like. It's a 15 stitch gauge, I think, in the pattern. I'm currently liking the US 9 more. It's a little more dense, but I feel like it's a bit more uniform. It's less see-through versus the US 10 has a little more air in it, but it does have a little more drape. But I'm planning to make the Miles shirt jacket, so I think denser would be better. But I'm curious to see how much this will bloom since it's a woolen yarn, how much it'll bloom with soaking. So I'm gonna try that. And then my plan with that cardigan is if I can get the shaping done, all the back and forth knitting, then I can do the in the round knitting steeked, and it'll be a really good project for mindless knitting. So that is that. This yarn was really fun to knit up last night. It's also knit on a US 9 and a US 10, so this swatch did not take very long. Maybe an hour. So that was nice. So that's that. So my two big plans are rip out my Musselburgh, soak and wash that. Also, I have some just like cleanup to do in this room. You can see this basket here. This is the basket where I like store all my acquisitions that come in throughout the month, but also my sister knit stuff doesn't even fit in that basket. This is exploding. So I'd like to do some of my cataloging today. You know, I track in how many skeins I bring in, how many grams I bring in, and I log all my yarns into Ravelry. So I want to take photos of the yarns, log them into Ravelry, get that cleaned up. I also wanted to share this just in natural light. This is the color I picked up from my sister knits. I'm so excited about this. So that is also a to-do list. I want to clean up this, get it ready. I leave them out of my like normal stash until I record the podcast because I like to share my acquisitions. But I do need to like do some preliminary logging. Also, I have like my handspun in there, which I showed in the last podcast, and I still just haven't put a tag on it with the yardage and the weight. So I just need to kind of work on that today. I'm going to do it throughout the day, you know, on my like lunch break and stuff like that. But yeah, that's my little check-in. I might take you with me a little bit through some of this logging of the yarns, the cleanup, and like the blocking, but otherwise this will probably be the last time I chat with you today. So thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you've enjoyed another weekend vlog. Next weekend we're heading out of town, so I'm hoping to record a little bit of that, and it might mean the next one's a little later as well, like this one's a little later past the weekend. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys again very soon.